Do you go to Emerson by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Nate Friedman goes undercover at my college, Emerson College. I've walked these sidewalks. This is what I was surrounded by for years.
So there's been some misinformation about the response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. What did you think of it?
Honestly, I think Charlie Kirk was an awful guy. And I think that he kind of had what he was coming.
Listen to what the student says.
I think everybody, again, he voiced his own opinions and he got shot.
Yeah.
That happens. If you want to voice your own opinions, you're going to have consequences.
Yeah. I mean, what do you expect when you voice your opinions? It happens. You're going to get shot.
He was racist. He was homophobic. He thinks that black families are one of the worst things to come to America, they think.
Never heard Charlie Kirk say that black families are the worst thing to come to America or anything even close to that.
What do you think of people getting fired over their response to the assassination?
I don't think it's fair.
So it's not fair when you get fired for what you say, but you have it coming if you get killed for what you say.
But unfortunately, it's the world that we live in.
For sure. And what are your peers saying?
My peers completely agree with me. They think that he had it coming for him.
In fact, how fast she's able to respond to that. No, my peers, the people at school with me, they think just like me. For years, these were the students I was sitting next to.
Yeah.
He talked about awful things and lived for awful things. So.
Yeah. Right. The right wing is saying that the colleges are indoctrination centers. What is your response to that?
I wouldn't say I would say 50-50 on that because the schools don't really bring attention to it. They don't want to bring attention to it. They don't want their kids talking about it.
Emerson College would send out these emails from the president of the college, George Floyd, any significant political event that fit with a left narrative, it would be talked about. I have noticed absolute silence on this one. No email, no communication. Because how can they? It does not fit. It's not convenient.
What did you guys think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Has someone asked you it already?
I've been
really?
asked. I don't really give a shit. It's just I didn't care when he was alive. I don't care that he's dead.
I know exactly where they're standing. I have sat at this table several times.
What do your peers think?
Most of my roommates don't really give a shit, and I haven't spoken to anybody else about it because, again, could not care less.
There's the mention of parties. There were parties on campus celebrating his death.
So people are saying it's a good thing?
Yeah, there are.
Are people having parties and stuff? I know George GW was doing that.
I heard of a few parties that happened. None of my friends had anything. I didn't go to anything like that, but I did hear rumors of things and people asking oh, should we drink tonight and stuff like that.
Okay.
Nate Friedman tries to follow up on this.
Yeah. Were there, one student said, and I don't know if this is true, so I'm trying to confirm it, she said that there were some parties going on at Emerson in celebration of it. Is that true? Or?
I'm sure that there were parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they understand the magnitude of what is going on.
To celebrate the fact that he died. I feel like I could absolutely imagine there being a party at Emerson dedicated to that, but I doubt that it's people partying. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
The sentiment, I would say, in my circles, objectively, it's bad. Subjectively, there's a little bit of reveling.
Yeah.
So then Nate Friedman goes to Harvard, which is only a few minutes away.
Charlie Kirk preached hate, but more than just hate, he had such a unique cruelty about him, especially when it came to black women and LGBTQ community. He said things like gay people should be stoned to death.
This is the lie that Stephen King posted and later had to retract because it was a lie. It's not true.
It was so heinous what he said. And I think that it is truly, God has some sense of humor. When you're being asked about gun violence minutes before he was killed, and he answered, there will have to be some deaths in order to protect the Second Amendment.
This guy has no idea what he's talking about. That was a completely, you're misconstruing the quote, and that quote did not even occur on the same day. That was a completely different video. This is just echoing, it's this game of telephone that has gotten out of hand.
That is ironic. That literally he was saying that.
No, he literally was not.
Minutes before he was killed.
No, he wasn't. His final exchange was this. The audience member says, "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?" Charlie Kirk responded, "Too many."
I've been refusing to do any ad reads, but do have these obligations I need to honor. And also, this is genuinely, it's been a really interesting product. So we all know how important sleep is and how that can affect the next day. And that's where CB Distillery can make a real difference. But it's not just sleep. CB Distillery has solutions that work with your body to help with stress, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. And it's all made with the highest quality clean ingredients. No fillers, just premium CBD. Imagine waking up rested, restored, ready to enjoy your day without those nagging aches and pains. That's the real benefit. That's why over 2 million people trust CB Distillery. I'd heard about CBD, but once I actually started trying it, I honestly was impressed by this. But yeah, this is my favorite. Relief and relaxation. So if you're ready for better sleep, less stress, feeling good in your own skin again, try CBD from CB Distillery. And right now you can save 25% off your entire purchase. Visit CB Distillery and use promo code Warren. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code Warren. cbdistillery.com. Specific product availability depends on individual state regulations.
What was your reaction when he was killed?
Where is this going to be played?
There's this sense of it was unfortunate, but I'm glad that I don't have to hear him online anymore, so as though this is a positive outcome.
I am glad that he's no longer on the internet.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he had to die for it.
Yeah.
That to happen.
When I heard this is what caused me to make this video.
I'm happy I don't have to see YouTube videos about him anymore.
You have no idea what this actually means.
I think he did cause a lot of harm. So I feel like in a way he's better off not here.
This is just shocking. It's unfortunate, but he's better off not here.
But I don't think that was the way to go. I think that was just more violent than I think is appropriate. But
it's unfortunate that it had to be so graphic, is essentially what he's saying.
It was more violent than he thinks is appropriate, indicating that less violence would have been fine. Now, this student also just said he's happy Charlie isn't with us anymore, but he's neutral. So that's what neutral sounds like at Harvard.
There was 32% of Harvard students surveyed that it's acceptable to use violence to prevent someone from speaking on campus. Does that surprise you?
I thought it'd be maybe a little bit higher.
Oh, higher.
I feel like Harvard's quite liberal.
Actually, I thought it would be higher because this is a very liberal school. What is the logic? A large portion of liberals think violence is legitimate. That's not my opinion, that's the logic. He said it, I didn't.
Is there some specific things that he said that made you not you said that it's better off that he's not here? Is there something specific that he said?
I feel like he just, even if he himself didn't commit acts of violence, he was quite respectful in that regard, actually. I feel like a lot of what he said incited violence.
Can you give me one example of Charlie Kirk incited violence?
So even if he doesn't have a bad intention, people who agree with him might have a bad intention.
Yeah, even if Charlie Kirk didn't have a bad intention, well, the people that listen to him might have a bad intention. So that's all you need. It's where does that end? You haven't done anything wrong, but the people that listen to you might do something wrong, therefore you cannot say what you're saying. And I've heard that before.
That's why I think politically him not in the scene is better.
Yeah. And it's comments like that. Politically, him not in the scene is better, as though this legitimizes everything, and that's why this is not going to stop. That's why people are going to continue posting more than ever about this. You're going to have more people showing up to talk to students and have these conversations.
When I stopped filming this video, I couldn't help but realize that not a single student I talked to said that they were mourning Charlie's death. I also thought it was potentially the most astounding moment in my career, seeing that Harvard students were surprised that only 32% of their peers think violence is acceptable to stop someone from speaking on campus.
And keep in mind, this is at Harvard, the most prestigious college in America, a college that is older than America.
A survey came out that said that 32% of Harvard students believe that violence is acceptable to prevent people from speaking on campus. Does that surprise you?
Not really.
What did you think of Charlie Kirk's assassination?
You don't want my opinion on that?
No, we want everyone's opinion. We're getting every side.
Is it gonna be on video? I'm gonna go.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
You
don't want to do it? Can I ask you a question for a YouTube video I'm doing real quick? Just take 1 minute. What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
No comment.